there. Welcome to LSB Feasters Radio Channel, where we keep great radio from the past alive. Today, we're going to New York City and a legendary talk talent. His name, Bob Grant. Bob was cantankerous. Bob was argumentative. Bob was never boring. He was a legend in talk radio, starting his New York portion of his talk radio career on 570 WMCA. Eventually, he moved over to WOR, was fired, went to WABC, bounced back to WOR. He bounced around a lot between WOR and WABC. But Bob was an incredible talk show host. He knew how to stir the pot. And as I said, never boring. If you've never had a chance to check him out, here he is, the one and only Bob Grant on 77 WABC.
All right. Okay. The gentleman says you're on the air, you're on the air. And, it's amazing. It didn't take us more than 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And here we are. And, oh, dear. This is a fantastic business, guys. Fantastic. And anyway, let's not delve into the past too much here. And I do want to thank everybody who has been pitching in, and it's really a big help. And I do thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do. And let's see. What are we gonna talk about right now? As if I didn't know. Has anybody got an idea? No? Nobody got an idea. Okay. All right. Straight ahead. No, no, I'm not going to do that business. But really, it is an incredible business. There's no doubt about it. And when I think of all the ramifications that go with doing a radio show, and all the help that I do get, it really is something that is I think it's something that is awe-inspiring. I'm not joking. I know some of you might be saying, yeah, he's just saying that. Yeah, he's just saying that. Let's all practice that. Ready? Go. Yeah, he's just saying that. Yeah, he's just saying that. No, folks, I'm not just saying that. I am really fed up. Not with the audience, certainly not with the audience on this great radio station. No, I am rather a person who is just amazed by the loyalty that is evoked thanks to the people who listen to WABC. It is truly remarkable. And, I can I can get a little panicky. Is that the right word? If I misused that word, you can call me up and tell me that I misused it. I leave it to you. In any event, I'm really quite nervous. And why am I nervous? Well, my natural nature is to be nervous. It's not anything that has anything to do with microphone or anything like that. And the fact of the matter is, everybody knows I'm a big ham. That's right, a big ham. And I'm proud to be a big ham. I really am. But enough about me, and let's talk about you and how you have enjoyed listening to me. Oh, that's an old stunt, folks. That's an old stunt. But truly, as I look out on this street here, and I see not one raindrop. Not one raindrop. Amazing. And in any event, I do welcome each and every one of you who has signed on, so to speak. And I do enjoy what I do. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the bottom line. I enjoy what I do. Do you enjoy what you do? I hope you do, because if you don't, then you're in the wrong business. And I welcome you to get out of it, because you're not going to go anywhere if that's the way you feel. But if you don't feel that way, then what are you doing? What are you doing, for example, this afternoon? It's an amazing enterprise. It really is. And I'm proud to be a part of this particular business. And I know that it's a business that has ups and downs and can be misleading. And there are those people who say that this is a twilight zone. And what they mean by that is, it is truly the twilight zone. And if that be the case, I'm proud to be in the twilight zone here on WABC. And I must say that those of you who, in a very short space of time, have sent me so many letters, cards, good wishes, and I am truly grateful. And I hope that you are able to be there. Did you get a load of my panic? Did you get a load of that? Oh, gee, I feel sorry for some of those people who are trying to make communication, and it's not easy. I'm talking about on your part. It's not easy. Not easy. What impressed you listeners to WABC? What impressed you the most this past week? Well, if you're anything like me, what impressed you the most was the knowledge that the public is not throwing in the towel. That's right. Public is not throwing in the towel. And I like the spirit. I like the spirit here. That there's nothing like the spirit that you hear at WABC, and it's a real awakening for many people who are just so anxious to write us off. They want to write us off. How dare they? How dare they write us off? And I dare them. I dare them. Could you, Mr. Director, Mr. Producer, could you tell me how much time we have, sir? 2 minutes? Oh, okay. All right. I love these guys. They're so loyal, and I'm not kidding you. They're fantastic. And I do appreciate all the work they've done throughout the years. All the work they've done in trying to assemble the words for those of us who sometimes can't put the words together. But indeed, we must do that. We will do that. We shall do that. And if you have any questions, you know where to send them here on the letterhead WABC. Straight ahead. If you are ready, I am ready. Let's say, all right, Rich in White Plains. Straight ahead. Go ahead, Rich.
Bob, rather than talk about the serial pervert running for mayor of New York City like the rest of the liberal lamestream media, I'd like to talk about the serial liar in the White House. Obama is now on the campaign trail trying to sell the same useless economic plan of investment, which is just another word for government spending and actually will lead to increased taxes and deficit. But he also had the nerve to refer to Fast and Furious, Benghazi, the IRS targeting conservatives, Obama's Justice Department tapping the Associated Press's phones and illegally investigating Fox's James Rosen, the NSA's collection of emails. And how many is that, Bob? He referred to them as phony scandals.
Yeah.
And Bob, he gets away with this. He gets away with lie after lie because this country has a Democrat propaganda ministry, not a legitimate news media.
You know what? You're remarkable. That's great. You put it all too well.
Thanks, Bob. It's sad.
Well, thank you, and we'll talk again very soon. All right, who do we have here from Brooklyn? Hello.
Hey, Bob, we missed you last week. I'm glad you're back. I'd like to talk to you and your listening audience about a very serious problem that this government is enacting on its citizens. The United States Department of Commerce, under the U.S. Census Bureau, is sending out a survey, 27 pages, Bob. It's called the American Community Survey. I have labeled it like Joe in Brooklyn, or Jim in Brooklyn, the American... It's not the American Community Survey. It's the Communist Community Survey. They want, oh, you'll laugh. You ready? They want to know how much electricity I use in my household per month. They want to know what fossil fuel I use to heat my home. They want to know what time people are leaving the house to go to work. And I'm not kidding you. They want to know the time, the hour, the minute, and is it AM or PM? They want to know how they're getting to work. And they even, Bob, I kid you not, they're using an example of a skateboard to get to work.
Oh, please.
I
Cut
swear
it out.
to you,
I can't believe that.
I swear to you, I have it right in front of me. I have it right in front of me. They want to know if there's anybody out on a railroad disability. They want to know if your taxes are included in your mortgage. They want to know if you're growing food on your property, are you selling it for a profit? They want to know how much land your home is on. I'm not kidding you. They want to know if I have running water in my bathroom. Is it a shower or a bathtub? And do I have a flushing toilet?
Oh, gee.
All right? This is the American Community Survey. And it's supposed to make me feel all patriotic and fuzzy because they put an American flag on the cover of the brochure explaining to me that if I don't fill it out, I am going to be penalized with a monetary fine and prison. This is the fundamental transformation of the United States of America under Barack Obama America. If you don't fill this out, I will be fined and imprisoned. This is an invasive, intrusive, warrantless, unconstitutional questionnaire by the communist in the White House. I am not being crazy, radical, or over the top. To think that they want to know what my electric usage is every month, what fossil fuel I use. How dare they? It's none of their business. I could use $1,000 worth of electricity like Al Gore does in his big mansion in Tennessee, as long as I pay that bill. Right, Bob?
Right you are.
This is disgraceful, and the American public doesn't know about this. I've called elected officials, and they were flabbergasted. You want to know the truth, Bob? They were going to use this exact survey in 2010, but the Democrats in the Senate talked him out of it. They said, don't do it. It's too intrusive. The Tea Party, they'll be all over you. You can't do this. So he put it off until after he defeated the Tea Party with the IRS, and now he has enacted the Communist Survey of America.
This is disgusting.
There is pending legislation with Rand Paul from Kentucky. It's called S-504. That's the Senate bill number 504 that he is sponsored and architected with other sponsors, Mitch McConnell, etc., who are trying to get this abolished. This is unbelievable, Bob. This is the fundamental transformation of the United States of America. Now, I've been voting since Ronald Reagan. May he rest in peace. I just turned 50 years old. And of all the presidents, I thought maybe Bill Clinton would pull this when he did the Hillary Care Act, but it failed. This man is taking the gloves off on America, and he's going to knock it to its floor. Cap and trade is back on the table, America. Expect to pay at least $1,500 more for your utilities and your gas and whatever you heat your home with, because he is going to whack us. He's out there professing all of this stuff that he wants to help the economy. You want to help the economy, buddy? Get out of the way and go play golf.
Yeah. I'm afraid that that's true what you've said, and I'm afraid that it is also a disgusting display of shall we say, a situation in which everybody is on their knees. Straight ahead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to be with you on this Sunday. Let's make the most of whatever time we do have, okay? Is that a deal? That's a deal. All right. We go to Brooklyn, and it's Kenny. Yes, go ahead, please.
This is Jimmy in Brooklyn. Hello, Mr. Grant. In 1932 to 33, as you know, the communists starved to death 10 million people in Ukraine on some of the best farmland in Europe. 10 million people purposely starved. Kids who died first were eaten by others in order to survive until they also ended up dying of hunger. And the New York Times supported this and covered it up. The papers I sent you, you see the State Department document showing that all the reports in the New York Times about the Soviet Union were the opinion of Soviet authorities and not the New York Times or Duranty's. So basically, the New York Times was a mouthpiece for Stalin. A couple of years after this, after the Ukrainian genocide, the Soviets created in America a group called the Black National Congress to fight for civil rights here. So at one part of the world, they're murdering 10 million people. In this part of the world, they're allegedly fighting for civil rights. But what they're really doing is penetrating the black communities and getting control. And they taught the blacks you could not have true freedom until you have full socialism. And a couple of years after this, a black leader, Claude Lightfoot, a communist, was on the border of Poland with Soviet troops just before the Soviet troops invaded. Now, today, you notice there are no black leaders that are moderate, mainstream, that have a black following. Jesse Jackson celebrated with the communist victory in Vietnam. Jesse Jackson celebrated with them. And you also have the Congressional Black Caucus, who's a fanatical Castro supporters. When I was a kid, I heard the communists say what they want to do to American youth, particularly minority, is politicize, radicalize, militarize. And the communists also teach, now this is important for people to know, the communists teach that capitalism is racism. To destroy racism, you have to destroy capitalism. Today, after many decades of this, you see the effects of it. The Marxist mainstream media here and the revolutionary black racists are using the Zimmerman acquittal to build hatred and paranoia and to help the poor, beleaguered black president destroy our economy, destroy our race relations, and destroy national security. And Obama is also sinking America into the UN world government trap. And if you oppose Obama's destruction of America, you are called racist. The race card is the communist card. And I recommended a book in the past. If you don't want to buy the book, you just go to the internet and you get a synopsis of the book, and it explains pretty much what's happening today. The book is titled, "And Not a Shot Was Fired," by Jan Kozak, written by a communist. It explains how the communists penetrate government, change the rules, change the laws, and use government agencies to target and neutralize the opposition until a dictatorship is achieved. This is what's happening in America today, and we know what happens when a dictatorship is achieved. Many, many people get murdered. And we're heading that way, and Mr. Grant, we have to pray, we have to study, and we have to get out in the streets, we have to fight at every level, just as the communists have been doing for 80 to 100 years. They have a head start, but we have to fight back. There's no alternative, Mr. Grant. And I pray for my country.
You're a good American. You're a good example of what more Americans should be like. And if they are not, then it's sayonara.
God bless you, Mr. Grant.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, let's see. Steve in Manhattan, go ahead, please.
All right, Bob, and it's always great to hear your show. Your show should be a 1 hour of commercial-free commercials. Come on. It's not like you're on 10 hours a week. I just want to caution people out there because, they like to scare people, senior citizens. They like to tell them they're going to run out of Social Security money. You're going to be waiting on 100-mile lines for health care. But if you ever notice, they never, ever talk about running out of welfare checks or food stamps. And that's what I want to emphasize right now. They're saying there's 50 million people in this country on food stamps. Now, they say Americans, but they're more than Americans. They're invaders. Legal and illegal invaders are getting food stamps, while hard-working Americans can just barely foot the food bill in this country. And I'm cautioning them. I believe there's actually more than 50 million people in this country on food stamps. And that's how Obongo is building up his Democratic Party. Call it whatever you want, communist, socialist, call it any name it is. Whatever it is, we're going to pay for it. And as we're paying for it, we're going to lose our country, folks. I hear McConnell's name mentioned. I hear the other Senator Paul from Kentucky's name mentioned, but these guys that support amnesty. I don't care what they say or how good they say it. If they support amnesty, what they're doing is creating another tremendous block of voters to make sure the health scam law is never undone. Food stamps are pumped out to people in this country who don't deserve them, and American people are going to have to pay for this. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. There's more than 50 million people in this country on food stamps. They're trying to push amnesty, and if they get it through, they're going to have a democratic, socialist party, communist party that we will never be able to reverse or revisit, not even revisit anything that they're doing to this country. What they want is already in place, and it's getting bigger and bigger, folks. And you're working harder and harder, too.
I commend you. I welcome your observations. I only wish there were more people like you, because if there were, I would feel more confident. But there aren't too many people who are representative of what we should have. Thank you very much. I appreciate your participation in the show. Thank you very much. And Kevin in Manhattan, go ahead, please.
Hey, Bob. I just kind of first of all say that when I tuned in to hear the king of talk radio, and I heard some guy talking about what I do with my tomatoes, I almost threw my radio out the window. But thank God you were there. And I would just say that with the Wiener, if I just heard on the top of the hour that his campaign manager resigned, and I would love to apply for that job. And the first thing I would say is, look, Anthony, we're in the final stage of democracy. That's for the youth, okay? And in the final stage of democracy, the dead, dying corpse feeds upon itself. So don't worry about it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy one of those big Wiener mobiles that you see driving around selling the hot dogs. And we're going to have you pop out with a microphone, and you're going to sing the new campaign song, Oh, I really wish I didn't tweet my wiener. That is what I wish I did not tweet. And we'll win. Because it's all bread and circuses, and it's like a train wreck. People want to stop and watch a train wreck, a car crash. They want to see how far we can take it, Anthony. We'll have a pole dance at our press conference. We'll have this is the running story. This is like Rome. This is it. And the guy is playing it because he sees us for what we really are. We see him for what he really is, but he sees how far it's gotten, Bob, that you've been telling us all these years.
Yep. And
there's no shame in his game. He's just playing it for all it's worth. And it's a shame that somebody doesn't grab him in a bar and just slap him and say, stop it. Just stop it. What are you doing? You're embarrassing your wife. Act like a man. What's the matter with you? How can you? But this is the final stage of democracy, people. This is it. Strap in, because the ship's going down fast, and that's democracy with a U. The democracy is suicide on the installment plan. I don't know if you said that, Bob, but I've learned a lot of things over the years listening to you, and that's what democracy ultimately is. It's suicide on the installment plan.
Okay.
And that king, I didn't like the name of the king, George Alexander Louis. I thought that was horrible. They should just name him King Bob. That would have been apropos. That would have, Or how about Richard the Lionheart? That's what they need instead of they went from Richard the Lionheart to Richard Simmons a long time ago.
Okay, I appreciate that, and I thank you very much. Not only your call, your comments, but everybody else who did participate, and I want to salute you. Ladies and gentlemen, that slams the lid on things for today. Until next time, your influence counts. Use it straight ahead.